See, here's the thing. My novel should have been done weeks ago, and there is no one to blame but me. See, I used to have an excellent writing routine about, I don't know, 4 or 5 months ago. At the time, my kids were still in school. They were in kindergarten and pre K at that point. So I had every Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 12 p.m., all to myself. I got so much work done. It was glorious. And then summer vacation happened, and my productivity went from, let's be a generous 95% to like 1%. I have spent way more time working on chapters that shouldn't take that much time to edit and sometimes rewrite. Um, and I don't know how to manage this. They're slowly driving me insane. I don't know how other parents do this. Do they do this? I don't understand. So I came up with a brilliant idea that if I can't work during the daytime, why don't I work at night? That sounds like the stupidest idea I've ever had, but that's what I'm going with. So, my big stupid idea is to wake up at 4 a.m. and get my butt out of bed. And I don't know about you, but when I wake up on a normal day at 4 a.m., my body says, go back to sleep, you big dumb idiot. I've been trying to think of a way to go circumvent this, to go around it. And I think I finally did. I think I came up with a really good idea. I went to Target and I bought one of these. It's a really cheap manual alarm clock that I set for 4 a.m. And I tested it. It is really, really loud. So my idea is to set it for 4:15. So when my alarm downstairs goes off, I have to remember to get out of bed and come up and turn off this one before it wakes up everybody else in the entire house. So I am done for the day. It's almost 8 o'clock and the kids are going to be up. Well, the kids are up. The kids are going to be downstairs soon. Um, my 6-year-old came downstairs in the middle of the night saying that she was scared of, I don't know, a thump and a bump, basically. And I don't know, I didn't get much sleep, so I'm really tired today. But we're doing this thing, so I gotta keep going. Chapter 19, here I go. So it's just after 5. Um, I've actually written a fair amount. Let's see how much. Well, for about 45 minutes, I wrote 361 words. It's not much in the scheme of things, but I'll take that as a win at 4 a.m. It's slow going. It's piecing together what I wrote yesterday and making it into actual text, and then moving forward to where I know the chapter needs to go. Good morning. It is 4:50, so almost 5. I've clearly already been working for a while. It's hard to tell the progress. I mean, it's moving forward. Chapter 19. It's currently sitting at 2,394 words. That doesn't mean a whole lot. Yesterday was hard. There wasn't a lot going on yesterday. The best I was able to do was I finished rewriting the new bits that need to go in the beginning of chapters 19, and then I brought over bits from the old chapter 19 and pasted them in. So the word count did jump by like 1,000, but that's because I copied and pasted from work I'd already done. So what I'm doing now is I'm kind of threading the two together. I'm threading I'm sewing together I don't know why I always make analogies towards sewing, but I'm putting together the new bits that I wrote to the old bits, and still pulling that thread of that bit of a plot line that I'm removing. So, like in the old version of chapter 19, there were 3 characters in it. There was Kate, my main character, Chris, the secondary character / possible love interest, and Jack. Jack's a friend, another man who lives on the hill, and I decided not to have Jack in this particular part, so I have to pull all the bits where Jack is, and he was such an integral part, especially to the conversations, that it's just like, I don't know. I've been working for, let's be generous and say about 40 minutes. I got out of bed pretty quickly. I threw on a sweater and some leggings and came upstairs. And even though I've already been working for 40 minutes, my word count is at 16. So I've been deleting and writing and deleting and writing over and over again. So the word count isn't much, but it is starting to come together. I keep going back and forth on one particular plot point. in my story, my story came based out of an idea I had, I don't know, back in like 2003 or something. About, I was watching the show Ghost Hunters, and I had this idea that maybe ghosts existed on another plane of existence, in a way, like they were existing at the same time that we were, like time was irrelevant. And then all that separated the two was just like a thin area, and in some places it was thinner than others, which is why sometimes you could interact with ghosts or hear them, or etc. Anyways, the story moved on from that. The story is not about ghosts, but that idea that things existed on another plane that was very thinly separated from our own is what stuck with me. So, and actually, I was a little mad when Stranger Things came up, because it felt like they stole my idea, even clearly they hadn't. I mean, everybody can come up with an idea, but it is similar. I call my idea the under, because people in in the universe I've created say that it's just under their own instead of like beside it or something. So at some point in this chapter, they slip into the under. They have to cross a threshold. And I've been struggling about where that threshold should be. In the old version of chapter 19, it was a threshold to a specific room in the house. And I've been recently, as I've been rewriting this, and wondering, what if the threshold was just entering the house, period? Because the house belongs to another character who is a big part in the other side of the book, Henry. And they're looking for Henry. They don't know that he's not there. They don't know that he went into the under to go somewhere else and left that door open. And so there is definitely a threshold in his house that leads to the under. I'm not sure where they're going to find it. It made sense before, when there were the three of them, that threshold would be to the specific room. But now that there's just two of them, and I'm trying to move it faster because I need to get to other places, I need to get to the action more quickly than what was happening. This is always a part in the story where it dragged. I've been thinking about just having that threshold be when they enter the house, and they just don't realize it at first. So I have to take out some of the bits about where they went into the under from the old chapter 19, and try to weave those little, I want to say calling cards, but that's not the right word, but try to weave those little signals that they're in the under in more subtly as they're searching for Henry in the house. And because I'm trying to move it more quickly, and I'm hoping the reader will pick up on it before the characters do. So that's where I'm at. Very long explanation for I've written 16 words. I don't know how long I'm going to last this morning. Today is going to be a very long day. We had a death in the family, and we have to get the kids together and leave the house in just a couple of hours. So I might actually skip out here soon and try to go get maybe a little bit of a nap or something before all that chaos starts. And then we're going to get back very late. So it's going to be a day. In any case, that's where I am with chapter 19. Didn't I just say I was going downstairs to sleep? In any case, it's 5:30, and I'm currently at negative 95 words on chapter 19. So it doesn't really tell you how much I've been working. I really do need to go get some kind of other sleep in before my day starts. So I'm going to sign off for the day and catch you tomorrow. So it's 5:16 on Friday, and I'm having the absolute hardest time with chapter 19. It's so far, I think it's the weakest point in the whole novel. It's just, there's a lot of setup and there's not a lot of action, and that's not a bad thing, but I feel like I'm throwing too much information at the reader, and it's not flowing. I don't feel like it's reading well. And this is the point where I wish I had, I have trusted and dedicated readers, but I don't have anyone who's been reading kind of like over my shoulder the whole time, or someone that I keep sending a chapter to, that I could get a third person, third party feedback. I don't have that in my life, and this is normally, I don't think I'm gonna care, but this is the one instance where I could really use some feedback from somebody. Like, is it all in my head? Like, am I only thinking that it's a really bad chapter, or is it actually a bad chapter? And I've been staring at it so much, trying to fix it, that maybe I'm missing something obvious. I don't know. I think that's the main problem with writing, is if you're in your head, you know where the story needs to go, so I don't know, sometimes I think the writer either misses telling the right information, or they tell too much of the information. I mean, that's the problem with writing. It's translating what's in your head for someone else to understand. So it is 5:59, 6 o'clock. I might have actually just had a breakthrough on chapter 19. I'm not sure. I'll have to wait till I'm more awake and reread it, but well, the camera's having a really hard time focusing on my face. I think I might have done it. It's the chapter is not finished yet, but I think I've given the chapter the purpose it needs. I think I might have. There's a. This is gonna sound weird. A long time ago, I either read or saw some other author talking about writing, and essentially what they said kind of boiled down to writing is a series of making promises to the reader, and a good book either fulfills or doesn't fulfill those promises, but answers another one. Basically, it's making promises to the reader and whether or not you live up to those promises. So in the very beginning of this story, the premise is that the main character's grandmother tried to murder her when she was a child, and the main character is coming back to the family farm after her grandmother's death to figure out why. Like, why the hell would someone try to do that? So she's on a mission for why. She wants to know. And I was originally saving that for much further into the story, like maybe not even answering it with this one. I was going to answer it further down, but I just started writing and I answered it here, and it created a big emotional breakdown in the character that made the two characters in the scene closer together. I don't know. It might work. It might not work. I'll have to see in the light of day. Any case, I need to go take some Tylenol and possibly lay down to get rid of my headache before the kids wake up and make the headache so much more worse. So much more worse? Listen to me, it's 6 a.m. and I can't talk. I'm a writer. Jesus. In any case, chapter 19 right now is coming in at 3,731 words, which is well over its 3,000 cap that I like to put on it, so I'm gonna have to cut a lot. So chapter 19 is still not done at the end of this week. Awesome. But maybe I've made some headway, and that's really good. So wow, that was a week. That week was not fun. Not by any scope of the imagination. I think I learned that 4 a.m. is not for me. um, it wasn't really the waking up. The waking up I didn't really have a problem with. Like my dual alarm system actually worked. Like my phone alarm clock down in my bedroom got me initially up, and then the little nagging thing in my head, like, oh, you got to go upstairs and turn off the upstairs one, worked perfectly. The problem I ran into was, I don't know, the brain fog. The brain fog was so hard to get through. I think I spent probably the first hour, 45 minutes just sitting and staring and trying to remember, what was I doing again? The brain fog was real and it was a pain in the ass. And I got it by like 6 o'clock. I was so dead. I felt like I need to go back and take a nap. I'm going to do this again next week. I might be crazy. I'm not too crazy. I am not going to do it at 4 a.m. Right now, 5 a.m. sounds amazing. So amazing, in fact, that I've already got my alarm set on my phone, and I've got my backup alarm on my computer desk set for 5 a.m. So we should be good to go. Thanks for watching, folks, and I'll see you again next week.